Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to the start of Season 3 of our F1 Championship Edition Career Mode. Yes, we're back ready today for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and as you can probably tell, things are looking a little bit different here. Yes, I'm taking this game so seriously that if I just grab the box, I have invested in a Logitech G29 because it's the only wheel I could find that works with the PS3. So this is just how dedicated I am to you guys and kind of this series, and finally trying to win the World Championship on F1 CE as well. Of course, if you missed out on the season finale that went live from Brazil last week, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But yeah, I've done a few laps on the wheel. I'm slowly getting there with it. I don't think to begin with I'm as fast as I was on controller, but hopefully I'm going to be a bit more consistent, and we're going to try and learn over the course of this season. I've actually gone back then to my original team of Super Aguri as well, ready for this campaign. Now, as you can probably tell as well, I'm doing this in like a completely different setup, so I apologize if there's a couple of issues. This first episode I'm probably going to discover quite a few teething problems with my new kind of second rig, if you will. But yeah, I bought a new wheel for this, so please, if you're not already, get yourself subscribed. We're trying to hit 7,000 subs on the channel. Of course, we're back ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix to kickstart the new season, so let's just get out there.
Welcome to Sakhir, Bahrain for this afternoon's qualifying session. 1 hour of entertainment and excitement starts right here. Session 1 is starting imminently, so without delay, let's find out who makes it through to Session 2 and who will make up the back part of the grid.
Well, I might make a couple of videos as well, just explaining how you get this wheel to work inside the PS3, because it was quite complicated in the end, which was a little bit awkward. I spent a good couple of hours trying just to kind of fix it and get it to recognise and respond pretty well. It's not 100% perfect. You might notice, obviously, as we go through, kind of the steering angle and the one in-game are a little bit different in some places, and that's kind of tripping me up in a couple of spots as well. But yeah, it's much better than being on a controller. Like I said, I don't feel I could, I don't actually feel like my one-lap pace was a problem inside this game when I was playing it on a controller. It was more just the consistency and being able to hit lines reliably. So obviously Bahrain is, to be fair, one of the easiest tracks inside the game to be competitive against the AI, but my goal really now is to try and just get a seat higher up the grid this season, because for those of you that don't know, you're actually limited to just 5 seasons inside this game in a career mode as well. Now, obviously, if I don't win the World Championship in 5 seasons, I'm going to be going again. I will not give up with this game until I win a Formula 1 World Championship. That is the goal. So, yeah, I might be here for the long haul, for all I know. But anyway, making our way then out to our first run here in Q1. I'm hoping we still make it through into Q3 here in Bahrain. At the very least, we make it into Q2. The only other big thing I've got is kind of braking. Can occasionally be a bit of a problem. Now, force feedback does work on this title, but I didn't find it to be very helpful there, as that was optimistic into turn 1. I'm not quite sure how it's done it, but I don't know if this is a bad omen, but literally this wheel has just given me a paper cut. I have no idea how. I've literally just bought it. I've got no idea kind of how that's occurred, but that doesn't seem like a good sign if you ask me. Making our way then out of the final corner. Oh, that's Midland even, just getting a little bit in the way. So we will go quicker than them then. Jacques Villeneuve set the benchmark on a 36.8. 38.4, not fantastic. As there you go, the Midland are trying to have a look straight back past me. But I know we can find a lot more. Now, hopefully, we're not going to be in traffic. Yeah, I reckon we can definitely go quicker than Jacques. We really just have got the confidence and the precision to get the car right up towards some of the curbs around here. That curb, though, you do not want to get anywhere near, so we'll just bail out of that. We were 6 tenths up in Sector 2. We were 8 tenths up in Sector 1. As for some reason, we've just got a huge amount of cars in the way. No, please move, thank you. We'll just about make it past one of the Midlands there. This final sector, though, again, has been an absolute write-off, as Jarno Trulli now to the top of the board on a 134.9. Hoping we can get down in towards kind of the low 37s. We will do a 37.6. Puts us P10 for now, as there goes Felipe Massa, but he won't quite complete the move. We're going to go for one more. So it's up through these S's if you really get the line nailed. That you make up a lot of time, obviously. Just able to blend the throttle a little bit easier, carry the speed in, and just have the confidence. And with what the car's going to do underneath you, we were half-tenth down in Sector 1, 6/10 up, though, by the end of Sector 2. And hopefully, if we can just nail this final corner, we're going to see a nice improvement then. Not if one of the Midlands tries to dive bomb me. We'll try and put the power down on the exit anyway. Will this be good enough to go ahead of Viantonio? Luckily, we've got time for one more run. 1:35.8. Thank you very much. Only 3 seconds clear then of our teammate UGE Day in Q1, but faster than Mark Webber and Viantonio Liuzzi as well there. So Scott Speed, oh, he's also, sorry, out in Q1. But P12 for us, I would love a top 10 to start the year. Well, as we make our way then out for our first run in Q2, I've given the AI just a little bit of time to try and get their times on the board. That way we kind of know what we're going to be chasing here into this second session. Jensen Button, pretty much exactly the same time I set in Q1. Has put him in P10 at the moment. There's got one of the Renaults trying to have a look. Oh, come on, man. They just get right in the way there. And I don't know whether that's Alonso or Fisichella. But they have made it through. And immediately then are going to park it on the exit. It's definitely Fernando. What is he doing, man? Trying to squeeze me out there. We've just got to be careful I don't run into the back of him. Look at that, you just cannot get the power down off the corners. Fernando Alonso, though, will make it through, so I guess we're chasing him. Or not. What is this, man? We're literally in a race with Fernando Alonso. But wheel-to-wheel combat, I was going to say, is a whole lot easier, but not when you still make contact. Come on, AI, man. Despite the new hardware, the AI is still as annoying as ever on this game. I mean, what are you doing? Why am I having to try and go down the middle of lap cars, or slowed cars, sorry, I should say, on a qualifying run here? Sector 1, we pretty much matched the time we originally set. But Sector 2, I mean, I'm just hoping we're going to find pace. Well, Heidfeld then is still the benchmark, but will we be up by the end of Sector 2? Pretty much setting identical times then by the looks of it. But we were green according to the minimap, so one more corner to go then. Will we make it into Q3 for the first race of the season in back-to-back years? Oh, not with a line like that, we won't. Come on, get the power down. Come on, can we still carry the speed back towards the start-finish line here? It'll be so important. Luckily, I don't need to hold on to the wheel. Up over the line, it'll be a 35.5. We go P13. It is not quite enough. What disappointment then. David Coulthard, Jensen Button and myself, they're all narrowly missing out on Q3. Just ahead of Nico Rosberg, clean there. At least we've out-qualified Villeneuve to kickstart the new season. But again, the first goal always on this game is get to the checkered flag.
Here we are in the blistering heat of the Persian Gulf, and this is the Bahrain Grand Prix. Formula One's popularity knows no bounds. They may not have had any home teams or drivers here, but our Arabian hosts are still big fans. Whether it's horses, camels or F1 cars, Bahrain certainly loves its racing. The Formula One Roadshow has truly arrived in the Middle East, and we're all set for a real sizzler. This is race day in the desert. Pretty much perfect weather conditions for racing here today, so we should see some very competitive lap times during this race. Giancarlo Fisichella will start from pole. Second is Kimi Raikkonen. They're followed by Fernando Alonso in third. Massa fourth. Fifth is Michael Schumacher. And Ralf Schumacher completes the third row. Rubens Barrichello starts seventh. Juan Pablo Montoya starts from eighth.
Well, I tell you what, it is a little bit easier to try and get temperature into the tyres. Obviously able to wiggle around my steering wheel a whole lot more. The only problem is it does kind of shake everything that is on my desk. Again, this might be the jankiest setup I've ever tried to work with on videos as well. But trying to make sure I got temperature in the tyres. Team reckon points might be possible today. But like I said, the big goal this year is get some consistent results early on. Try to get a better drive. Then hopefully maybe for Season 4 we're in more competitive machinery. Season 5, I think that's going to be where we have to try and win the world title. The other thing as well, it's a bit more difficult now to try and sort out my ABS and my traction controls. So just going to make sure that those are fully correct as we make our way at the final corner. P13 though on the grid, ready for the Bahrain GP.
Everything's looking good. Good luck and enjoy the race.
come on, finish this race, Matt. Prove that this investment was worth the money to all of the haters out there.
Only seconds to go before we're racing. You can really feel the tension. The race is go, go, go!
Nice tidy getaway there. We'll try and have a look past the outside of a few cars into turn 1.
As does Kimi Räikkönen. Here come the drivers into turn 1.
Just trying to avoid... Oh, I got punted at the rear there. But just trying to avoid any chaos in front of me. Oh, a little bit understeering through turn 2 as we try and get some temperature into those front tyres. But immediately then straight him into the points at the start of the GP. Juan Pablo Montoya trying to have a look down the inside. So there's plenty of contact there. I think both Ferraris and a Toyota went side by side as we will try and get around the outside of Rubens Barrichello off of the corner as well. Definitely the biggest thing with this wheel is if you're having to try and make like a sudden movement. So here we go, down the inside of one of the Ferraris as well then. Michael Schumacher. We have just overtaken Michael Schumacher in a Super Aguri at the start of this race. So that has worked out pretty nicely for me. A little bit wide through the tricky turn 9, turn 10 complex, but...
An incident at turn 10. It's Liuzzi. His race is over today, and he's not happy with that. It was Speed who was also involved. That incident doesn't seem to have done him too much harm.
Oh, both Toro Rossos then getting involved in an accident on lap 1 as Michael Schumacher will immediately fly back past us there. Rubens Barrichello, trying to do the same thing. So we've got some temperature into the tyres then, and already, as I often do on this game, starting to create a little bit of a train behind me. So are we going to get dive-bombed at that final corner there? Just about. We've gone further than we did last season here. That's the important bit. Well, I hadn't even processed, but this is actually a battle of the Schumachers. No, it's not. And I've crashed them into each other. Oh, dearie me. I have no idea how we survived that. Kind of, nearly. That was, yeah, a day late and $1 short there. Up against Ralph. Luckily, haven't picked up any damage in it. I've got no idea how. So we're going to immediately try and send one back to the inside of Nico Rosberg there at the very next corner. What on earth is going on at the moment, though? There is chaos around the circuit, as we will be able to keep on running. Somehow, all three of us survived that, despite how aggressive and stupid I was. Oh, getting the power down around the outside, trying to the inside even of Christian Klein in that Red Bull car then. I mean, the best thing, of course, is the fact that even if you make an error now, it feels a lot more kind of normal to get back into a rhythm. So I'll look at Klein there, trying to have a look. Whoa, down the inside of both Red Bulls. Okay, we'll take that. The AI, they break so early into that corner. That is so scary. But again, at least now I can avoid them a little bit easier there. Down the inside of Heidfeld will go. And say we're almost back into the top 10 already. No. That won't help. I knew as soon as I did that it was a really stupid mistake. Come on. I've got the pace. I know I've got the speed now. Just start hitting better lines. Really focus. No idea what's going here. Mark Webber and Jacques Villeneuve then start to trip over each other just a little bit. We'll immediately get back past Mark Webber then, and maybe for the second lap in a row. Whoa! We're going to have to try and get around a BMW Sauber into that hairpin. I mean, again, I'm well aware of that, thank you, engineer. But we're moving back through, again. Well, those first two laps that have been quite ragged here, I think it's safe to say. The fact I think I've overtaken about half the grid and still ended up 2 spots down on where I started. But, yeah, just trying to really start, not taking it easy, but just being, not risking so many moves. This first race, especially whilst we've got a pace advantage, has got to be about learning as much as anything else there, as it's Toyotas currently just up inside the top 10. Whoa, Rosberg there a little bit earlier on the brakes than I was hoping he would be. We'll get around DC though. Can we try and move past the Williams? Rosberg, please give me some room and we'll make it by. Yeah, that thing I said about not trying to go for risky moves pretty much went out the window instantly. There's oil down. We got oil somewhere on the venue. I think that might have been our teammate that has dropped out of the Grand Prix. Let's try and make sure that we've avoided that. Didn't even see the oil. Oh, there it is. But yeah, looks like, I believe it's UGE Day, our teammate then, out of this race. That is a bit disappointing. But as we start getting more and more cars then into the pit lane for their scheduled stop, I have realised one problem. I have no idea what my bind would be to select to have an earlier pit stop in these races. I think it's that one, but I don't really want to press it at the moment, as we are going to re-emerge then just inside the top 8. Pace still feels good. Tyres are hanging on there or thereabouts, but the second half of this race is where we're going to have to really try and fly if we want to score some points.
Schedule stop the end of this lap. Careful on your way in.
No! Oh, man, come on. Just losing the back end through there as the tyres start to fall off. I'll accidentally hold up Fernando Alonso a little bit on the exit. It's not ideal. Oh, come on, Fernando. Don't do the same to me, buddy. But, yeah, I mean, Renault this weekend, though, Giancarlo Fisichella especially, has looked absolutely in control. Come on, even if we can't score points, we've got to finish. Well, I've just realised I'm going to have to try and do a pit stop on this. I've got no idea how badly this is going to go. But I've got to try and find the right buttons on a steering wheel, which is going to be even more awkward then. Why don't they do this on... Oh, no, that's bad. I don't know which ones those are. Hey, that one? This is horrendous. The buttons are different on this wheel to what it says they are, which is a bit awkward. 11.6, that could have gone worse. Annoyingly, that does mean Rosberg is going to jump me in the pit lane. And they're going to be out all the way down in P17. Oh, man. I mean, this first race, like I said, is all about learning, but a little bit disappointing there. We are on a Williams sandwich, though, but I think a lot of slower cars still need to box. All right, come on, then. To the inside of Nico Rosberg, down at the hairpin. One of my favourite overtaking places all day so far. We'll make another one. For our last couple of cars then making their way through the pit lane. We'll get back ahead of Scott Speed. I'm trying to push forward engineers. Zach Villeneuve's got the jump on me. But yeah, I'm kind of looking up and down the field there. I reckon we could still get back ahead of both Red Bulls. I'll be honest, not too sure how Clean overcut me by 8 seconds. But again, first and foremost, see the checkered flag. We've already tried it once again. Jacques Villeneuve this afternoon. Are we going to be able to try and make it happen again? The BMW even. Trying to cover us off, but we'll make it through. Right, come on. Those Red Bulls, that's the goal. Don't think we'll score points, but we're still running pretty competitively. Well, we've just been eating into the margin between these two Red Bull cars over the last few laps. We've been going just over a second a lap faster than Christian Clean. Again, it might not be as quick as I would be on a pad over one lap, but it's the fact I can go a second quicker every lap that is the important bit. But a handful of laps to go then. Giancarlo Fisichella absolutely dominating this one, but if we can just keep up with the Red Bulls pretty reliably on this game, I'll be pretty happy early on then. I want to get that 12th place finish to kickstart the year. At least that way we will have made progress from my qualifying. Oh, that's brave, sending it out over the curbing there, but we'll try and get to the inside of David Coulthard. Not quite able to that time round, so I have to tuck back into the slipstream. Oh, the AI, they break so early in some of these corners still. Around the outside we'll go. A little bit cheeky with track limits. But we've made it through. Come on, a little over 2 laps to go then, and we've now rocked up to the back of Christian Clean. Really break early in towards that final corner. Not quite that time round. So hopefully we'll be able to get the power down and get around him back into turn 1, of course. This Super Aguri car is still very weak inside this game. I mean, you can just see Christian Clean absolutely running away from me back into turn 1, but I definitely think around a few venues that suit us, maybe if a Grand Prix goes the right way, points are going to be possible.
The tyres are showing signs of wear and this will affect grip.
But the big thing has always been for us in this game, it hasn't been, you know, the lack of pace or anything like that. It's been the lack of reliability. Have been why other teams haven't wanted to hire us. There was a big dive bomb on Clean, and we are up into 12th. Let's just get this to the flying. Still getting hunted down by those 2 Red Bull cars. The only real weakness I've noticed about this wheel as well is definitely, it seems like, tyre management. When the tyres are starting to fall off, it's slightly more difficult. Zod, I think that's Villeneuve's retired from the race late on, but Fisichella, through the final corners, he will win the opening race of the new season. What a way to kickstart the year for Renault.
He's done it. Fisichella powers across the line in first place. 10 points.
Ferrari after back-to-back World Championships. They've lacked a bit of pace this weekend. Neither car will get on the podium. Raikkonen, brilliant racing second.
Raikkonen will cross the line second.
Not too many surprises, though. I guess the big one, Juan Pablo Montoya, not able, it looks like, to score any points this afternoon. As someone's gone. Someone's gone in front of me. I think that's Jarno Trulli. That might be out of the Grand Prix right at the end of it. He's left a huge oil streak and just one corner from home. Jarno Trulli is going to be out of the Grand Prix this afternoon. That means we move up to P11 then. So pretty happy with that one. Through the final corner. Yes, I made a few mistakes. Yes, we could have scored points if things went perfectly, but first race of the new year, first race on the wheel, we are going to get to the checkered flag. That is the most important thing.
So there we have it. The new Formula One season gets underway here at the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir. It's the first time since 1995 that the opening race of the season has not been held in Australia. It's been exciting, and it's only the start of what I'm sure promises to be a fascinating season. See you in 7 days' time for round 2 in Sepang. Formula One is back.
Well, there we are then, the end of the Grand Prix here from Bahrain. And P11 then in, I'm pretty happy with that one. 2 retirements on the final lap. Jarno Trulli and Jacques Villeneuve there. Ide Albers and Viantonio Liuzzi are all at the Grand Prix as well. Obviously, Drivers' Championship, exactly the same as our race results. Constructors-wise, though, Renault lead that one ahead of Ferrari and McLaren. BAR Honda in P5 there. And Super Aguri up in 7th place as well on Countback. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully this is going to be the start of something great. And yeah, we'll be back very soon, ready for the Malaysian Grand Prix.